welcome to the Devil's Hour. My name is Jeff with the G, and we're going to have some fun tonight. Some nice and weird stuff going on. We're going to have a lot of really good stuff, so happy you guys are here. What are we drinking tonight? Me, as always, I still got a little bit of my old humble whiskey right here, so I hope this quarantine ends soon. I'm starting to run out of liquor. It's gonna be bad times. We got a really great show tonight. Let's get into the business before we get started. If you like what you see on the show, right there, you can tip me directly. That is a Venmo at Jeff with the G-13. If you have any suggestions, or if you're a performer or a band or an act or something like that, you want to be part of the show, right above it, it's my contact, which is devilsexhibit@gmail.com. If you like what you see on the channel, you can give us money directly, which is right there for the Cabin Fever live stream at gmail.com. Or the other thing we really love is for you guys to actually follow us on Twitch, and if you can, be a subscriber. If you're an Amazon Prime member, guess what? You also are a Twitch Prime member as well, and you get a free subscription every month. So why not subscribe to us at Cabin Fever live stream? It's really great. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. Cheers, Buffalo Trace. Not bad. Not bad. Also, during the show, while the acts are going on, you will see at the bottom left-hand side, everything's backwards to me here, you'll see their name of the person, contact info, and their tipping donation as well. So please tip. We're all stuck in doing stuff. If you can't tip now, that's fine. Has their contact information, so that way whenever they come through again, or if you want to see more cool stuff, you can. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's awesome. You guys get ready to get started? You guys doing good? All right, cool. So it was Easter this past Sunday, and hallelujah, he has returned. And by he, I mean the Tiger King. Now, it was more like an after-dinner mint, because it was more about a where are they now of some of the more interesting characters. Pardon me. We got to see everybody except for some people of note. Like, we did not get to see Doc, I swear it's not a sex cult, Antle. We did not see Carol, Sardine Oil is merely sex lube for tigers. And, of course, we did not see the man of the hour, or the show, which was Joe, I love dropping the soap, Exotic. Now, Joel McHale, who's the host, and he actually did this like all from his house and stuff like that, which was pretty cool. He asked a lot of questions for the different people that are on the stage. But the one question you asked more consistently was, should Joe be in jail? Of which everybody responded with a resounding yes. And I agree, if only because of the padlock comments. If you know, you know. If you don't, rewatch it. Dumb jokes, I love it. Yes. What? Hi, Gia. How are you doing today? So we're coming up on our new anniversary. We're doing a happy anniversary for another for some more time here in the U.S. quarantine. Let's see. Based on what sales were versus last year, see, the first week was hand sanitizer. All right. Our second week we had toilet paper. Third week, everybody started getting crafty, so it became yeast, which, by the way, was up over 631% over last year. By far the highest, believe it or not, even 631% versus last year. Crazy. Week 4 was spiral ham. At first, I thought that was weird, but then it dawned on me, Easter, the very popular thing for Easter, I guess. I don't know. I don't like ham. So now we're on the 5th week, and trend is saying, because everybody's getting shaggy and hating their roots and stuff like that, so it's going to be hair dye. So be ready for those box jaws, people, because your hairstylist, barber, and stuff like that is not going to come out for a house call. Because one is they can lose their license just professionally. Second off, there's the risk of catching something like with the COVID-19 and stuff like that. So please, just live with the box job or wear hats. What makes me curious as far as what might be next week? Maybe rocks. I don't know. I like that joke. I just did the news today and checked it out. Like, Trump has announced his council to reopen America. And I'm not sure what to think about this, but I'm pretty sure you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Good reference there. Hey. Last but not least, usually I write more jokes before getting started the show, but I've been really obsessed with this one song that's been playing a lot. So forgive me, I'm going to play it for you guys now because I think everybody's going to enjoy it. It's going to be a great song. Please, if you can, stand up from wherever you're at, turn the lights down low, and get ready to really go at it for this song, okay? Give me a second. Let me get stuff prepped. And there we go.
Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord.
Yeah, those guys from WTF Bra are pretty awesome. Pretty fire. I've lived for Houston for a long time. I hope somebody does a really good chopped and screw version of that song. I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, we got a great show tonight. We got submissions and performances from some great and lovely performers, including Reggie Bugmuncher, the amazing band SINE, the wonderful and amazing Boobzilla, and the Hypnotic Ancient Cat Society. So if you guys will just hang out for just a moment, we're going to take a quick station break. We'll take a quick commercial break and we are ready to get started.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Got mine today. If you're in Texas, you can pick up Old Humble at any of your Spexes and stuff like that. If you're not in Texas, then please make sure to buy a nice, lovely, locally sourced liquor. If you have a great whiskey, shout it out to me. I would love to know about more whiskeys elsewhere. Otherwise, drink what you like. I don't judge. Liquor, no liquor, that's cool. All right, you guys ready for your first act? All right. So, our first performer specializes in traditional sideshow, magic, comedy, fire manipulation, and burlesque. Though they are most commonly known and loved is for their weapons of mammalian destruction. That's right, I'm talking about the amazing Boobzilla. Currently a resident of Sin City, Las Vegas. You can actually cast the breast inside show whenever the world writes itself. Follow on their social media. Boom. You can't see because there we go. The amazing Boobzilla. And to keep track of the breast in the West. You're welcome to have any of these Boobzilla. I'm happy to give them for you. So please give it up for the one, the only, the amazing Boobzilla. The amazing Boobzilla, everybody. Wasn't that awesome? Can you believe it? Let me turn my light back on here because we're not. There we go. There, I can see you now. Did you guys enjoy that? The amazing Boobzilla, huh? Brava. All right. So, I want to let you guys know I'm a huge fan of music. I'm like massive fan of music in general. It doesn't matter the genre. I listen to just about everything. What matters to me most is the emotion that comes from it and that I can listen to audience members. And so I'm actually a big fan of a little local independent record label called Splice Records out of Houston, Texas. They do the things that I love about music. So whether it's, doesn't matter the genre, it's all about the emotion. I like them so much. I love their catalog so much. So I'm gonna like highlight a lot of the stuff they do because I love every single band and artist that is on that label. So I'm going to talk about them from time to time. And so the first band I want to talk about tonight is a band called the Ancient Cat Society. They're this amazing trio right there out of Houston, Texas, that takes folk music and puts it on its ear by doing things like blending in some indie rock, maybe some pop, a little doo-wop, maybe some little electronic to make it really worthwhile and make it really cool where it looks new, but it sounds and feels very familiar. They just released a new track, Boom, that I really like a lot. I recommend you check out their, spin this around because I did not think of this. At the time I had a darker thing. There we go. At Ancient Cat Society for all your needs and stuff like that. So check that out. And pick up their records at splicerecordstx.com or your favorite download site. So let's give it up for the Ancient Cat Society.
How I tried so hard to tell you it was all about the right now, but the feeling brought you way down, like a love in a box in the ground. Can anybody tell me? Does anybody know? Do we break our hearts so easily? Tell me, how do I do it right? Anyone, 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 like a team without a hometown, like a bride in a red gown, like a song with the wrong sound. Tell me, baby, what's bringing you down? Anyone, 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 anyone. that you'd be running from. I see you walking out the door. Could I be anyone? After what's done is done, I just can't take it anymore. Anyone, anyone, anyone. Anyone, anyone, anyone.
And we're back. What did you guys think of that? The Ancient Cat Society. Pretty cool, huh? I really dig them. I've seen them a few times live. I look forward to seeing the new stuff that they're going to bring forth and to bring out to the world. Also, you also caught a little commercial for a friend of mine, Violet Peacock, who actually makes hats. She's a milliner, so she actually makes and designs all those hats and fascinators and stuff like that. And currently, she's also really big into making the face masks right now. She's out of Houston, Texas. She does ship. She's a British expat, so she's pretty cool and awesome. Make sure you check out her stuff. Definitely check out her stuff. Cheers, everybody. Also, for those new coming on the show, I hope you guys are liking everything you see so far. It seems to be so. You guys have liked that these first couple acts, so I'm glad. If you can't, please subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep up to date whenever we're doing new stuff. We're going to be continuing Cabin Fever well beyond our unfortunate internment into all our houses. So we want to keep up to date to get you guys some really cool stuff. And then if you're an Amazon Prime member, guess what? You're also a Twitch Prime member, which means you can actually subscribe for free to one channel every month. So why don't you do that and do that with us? So that way it helps us out, helps you out, because you can see some cool stuff, not just what this is here for today with the Devil's Hour. You can also catch Ryan Adam Wells doing the 5 o'clock shadow with like a lot of really cool music. We just had Ben Vicious Delicious do some balloon art right before my show. Right after my show, I've got Tifa Tiddlywinks interviewing, I believe, Tom Fukery, because I want to make sure I don't say anything wrong, Phukery, Fukery, to do that sort of stuff, to be really cool stuff afterwards with the hot mess. So please do so. What I do with this show every week is I like to talk a little bit about Sideshow history, because I love Sideshow. Watch, I'm wearing my freak shirt right here. I love it and I dig it and stuff like that. Now, so living here in Texas, it has a really rich history of Sideshow, so I like talking about it a lot. So I did some research and stuff like that. I think I probably found, and I want to talk about the OG, probably original Sideshow exhibit ever to come out of Texas proper. I mean, I'm welcome for somebody to give me an earlier time. I'm happy to research even better, but this is a really good one I really like. So I want to tell you guys a story. It's going to be kind of weird, but bear with me. All right, so I want to tell you a story. So Mrs. Josephine Bicknell died in Cleburne, Texas in May of 1928. She had a lovely service surrounded by all her loved ones and family, and then once her coffin was lowered into the ground, her husband, Dr. James Bicknell, watched as they poured wet cement and concrete over the coffin of his dead wife. He then took turns with other family members, watching as the concrete dried over her grave. Once they were satisfied that it was dried, they then left the cemetery to finish their grieving and mourning process. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Was she some sort of vampire? Was it a curse? Was it something weird? No, actually the reason for such an elaborate burial was to keep collectors and doctors from the body of the deceased mother of four. Because you see, in another life, Miss Josephine Bicknell was also known as Myrtle Corbin. Pardon me. AKA the four-legged girl from Texas. Myrtle was born in 1868 of Lincoln County, Tennessee, with a rare fetal anomaly called Dipicus. Probably mispronouncing it, Dipygus, which basically all it meant was that from her navel up, perfectly normal, well-proportioned girl, as you can see there. However, from the navel down, she actually split off and had two separate pelvises along with its own set of legs. Now, if you may notice from the picture right there, the two center legs are they can move on their own and stuff like that. They just couldn't hold any weight, so she had to walk on the outside legs. But what's weird is you're thinking like it's two legs and then two legs, kind of a weird something like that. No, it's two legs and two legs. So she had a left leg strong, right leg weak, right leg strong, left leg weak. And so she was walking around in a weird kind of like three-legged race thing, almost feels like it. Now, around the age of 13-ish, her father began showing her off around to the neighbors and surrounding towns and folks and stuff like that. There was such a clamor for her that the word reached back to the inimitable P.T. Barnum, who then launched her into the public forum, where she actually made fairly decent money, especially for her and for the time, because of her nice features, her nice demeanor, and she was actually pretty well spoken and intelligent. She became a very, very hot commodity for all the exhibitions they did. So much so that other exhibitors had took to creating their own fake four-legged women to, at best, middling success, because she's a unique individual. Now, by the age of 19, Myrtle actually found and discovered the love of her life, and that was Dr. James Bicknell. There's a picture of her with her now husband. Shortly thereafter, when she turned 20, she retired to showbiz. She retired from showbiz and kept at it. She never went back. But that didn't stop her from being a star of sorts. Now, I mentioned earlier, she's actually a mother of four. She had 3 girls and a boy. In fact, I'll even show you a picture of her with one of her daughters. Because of her unique physiology, which was fully functional, both sides, from the waist down, and she gave birth to multiple kids. She actually in a lot of medical journals even today because of her rarity. So I'm actually a big fan of Myrtle there, because not only one, she was able to get beyond what she was means as far as for the time. She found love, and she retired because she wanted to live the life. She wanted to live that life of being a wife and a mother, and so she got to do all those things, and it's amazing. It's wonderful, and people like her, and like I've talked about Texas Jack Earl and Alice of Dallas, they're part of the bedrock to what popular culture, believe it or not, is today. So I'm a big fan of them all the way. So get a chance, look these people up. It's amazing. It's wonderful. How are you guys doing? You guys doing good? I see that we're talking a lot about Boobzilla's boobs, which is cool. I like boobs. All the boobs belong to us. Boobs, base, same difference, yeah. Are you guys ready for your next act? Are you? Are you really? Are you? So what are we drinking out there? I know Tom was having some Buffalo Trace. What else is everybody drinking? Thank you, Boobzilla. Britt, you're drinking boobs. Good for you. Good to see you, Britt. All right. Give me just a moment while we get stuff set up, because I changed things around. Water, good for you. Water, hydration is great. I chose mine in a frozen form that puts in the middle of my whiskey. But to each their own. Don't judge. All right. And weird you out. All right. Tea like a dignified dork. That's fair. I'm glad at least you put dignified in there, Boobzilla. Good for you. So you guys ready for our next performer? Our next performer. I met at the Great Southern Sideshow Hootenanny. I talk about the Hootenanny a lot because it's one of my favorite things to be. Macallan Founder Reserve Scotch. Okay. Good to know, Britt. All right. So our next one, I met at the Great Southern Sideshow Hootenanny. I met her a few years ago, at my first one, and subsequent ones. And she was actually one of the hosts this past year. They have a different host every night. You're getting ahead. And while there, I actually watched her perform Broken Glass Twister, and that is the game of Twister over broken glass with the wonderful Kali von Wunderkammer. I am, of course, talking about Miss Reggie Bugmuncher. She is one half of Old City Sideshow, which is out of Philadelphia, and she'll tell you 1,000 times Philadelphia. She's been on such things as America's Got Talent. She's been on the most recent version of The Gong Show. She likes to keep that hustle alive as a brand ambassador for belovedtshirts.com. Which is pretty cool. It's one of those places where you put a picture on and just little crazy designs, things like that. They have a onesie there that you can put a picture on, and I really want to get a Scabs onesie. So if anybody wants to see me wear a Scabs onesie right here on the show, and I'll even book him for the show too, and I'll wear it while he's on, tip me right there. It's like $70 for it. So please, I would love to have a Scabs onesie. Anyway, back to Reggie. Part of her hustle, she also has an OnlyFans account. That's only $7 a month, which is really cool because you can keep track of her life, like doing things like what her house looks like, how her cats are, her doing handstands, and of course, because it's OnlyFans, a little naughty. Now, you can also keep track of her through her social media. Boom. That's her Instagram account, which is @ReggieFair, F-A-E-R. Pretty cool. Also lets her know what's going on with her life, too, but not as interesting as her OnlyFans. Just saying. So if you guys could, please give it up for the one, the only, Miss Reggie Bugmuncher.
She's from Philadelphia, the one and only Reggie Bugmuncher.
Oh, hi. How's it going? My name's Reggie, and I'm from a very small town on the East Coast called Philadelphia. You might have heard of us. We're world champions of a national sport. Okay, it's not a football crowd. I get it. No problem. No more sports. Perfect. So I, as you can tell by my costume, am a sideshow performer. How many of you are familiar with sideshow? All right, so I need that half of the room to remain silent throughout this entire act so that everybody over here thinks I'm doing a great job. Awesome. So, the sideshow was the small tent on the side of the main circus attraction. What you guys out in California like. That's a joke for the sideshow people, I'm sorry, excuse me. Now, the most famous person, in my opinion, in the sideshow was a man named Melvin Burkhart. Have you heard of him? I know. right high on the importance scale. Now, Melvin Burkhart was known as the human blockhead, and he got this name because he would take sharp implements and shove them directly in the center of his skull to entertain hundreds of people on the Carnival Midway. I can tell by your blank stares that's something you're dying to see. Yes. So, deep in my lady pockets, I have some things to demonstrate that for you. The first is this. All right. Calm down, Santa Ana. It's just a nail, okay? So do me a favor. Could you just try to bend that, try to twist it? You can't, right? Because it's a real nail. Now, one of the joys of having audience volunteers in the sideshow is that you can verify for everybody else here that everything you're seeing in the sideshow is 100% real. In the sideshow, we don't do tricks. Tricks are for ladies of the night and magicians. And if I was in either of those respectable jobs, I'd have better shoes on right now. Unfortunately, I'm in Carnival Sideshow. Now, the second thing I have for you is this. Do you know what this is? It's a little baby hammer. Now, normally when you see people doing the human blockhead, they're grizzled old nasty carny men on the side of the Midway. Sorry, guys. And I'm trying to jazz things up a little bit. Gold nails, baby tools, new hair. So if I were to take this nail and hammer it right to the center of my skull, just like Melvin Burkhart, where do you think it would be entering? Center of the skull. Everyone's a winner. You can't be wrong in this game. Now, center of the skull. Where? Right here. And that is what we would call a showstopper in the sideshow, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't have the pants on for a severe brain injury tonight. In fact, Lily had told me, please don't shit on the stage like last time, so I won't. I tell everybody to take it back to art class, to draw an oval for the face, to split it vertically, split it horizontally, and where those lines meet would be the center of the skull, exactly right on the nose. So I'm gonna take this real, beautiful gold nail, this baby hammer, both real, and hammer it straight through my mostly real nose to entertain you here in Santa Ana. You have to give me a minute, I'm a little bit older than I look. I know, you feel me. It just takes time. I never ask gentlemen the follow-up question because the answers I get are just terrible. Is this in all the way? Yeah? All right, perfect. Perfect. Would you do me a favor? Since you're clearly winner chicken dinner with this crown over here, I would like you to take one hand and hold it up like this. Pinch these fingers together like that. I'm gonna walk this nail into your hand, and when you feel that nail, you're gonna grab the end of it and don't let go. None of this. I call it the Jackrabbit and PSA. No one likes it. Stop it. Once you have that nail in your hand, I'm gonna slide my head off easy peasy, okay? Okay, great. All right, perfect. So hold on. Don't let go. Don't let go. Really, the snot is what really messed you guys up. Are you paying attention? Oh, good, because it's gonna get worse. Now, this second act I do need a volunteer for. Somebody who, I don't know, likes shots.
Right here.
Yeah, you know what? You come over here, right to the end, so everybody can see how great you are. What's that? Oh, you can take as many shots, you're gonna need it. Okay, good. Good, this is great. So you're gonna hold on to this empty glass right here, okay? I'm gonna go get some stuff for you. Like this glove, put this glove on. There you go. It's okay, I'm just gonna start this off by showing you how I became the most popular girl in 3rd grade. My Astro glide. Have you been to South Philly? Yes. Short men with gloves. Really? Oh, no. It's better if you're down there. It actually works best if you're on your knees, not just because I like it. So, have you seen one of these these devices before? No? It's just fish tubing. But the way that we do shots in the sideshow, specifically body shots, because God hasn't gifted me with the kind of stuff you make money off of. You feel me? So, the way that we do sideshow body shots is, I lube up this fishing tube. I'm gonna put it in my nose. I'm gonna pull it out of my mouth. We're gonna pour the shot in the funnel. And it's gonna run through my skull. The truest body shot you've ever had. And you're gonna put it in that cup, okay? Perfect. So you have that in there. Excuse me, so looby. Alright. It looks good in pictures. You're shiny. Alright, so hold on to that for a second for me while I get myself situated. I'm gonna take my gum out of a real lady. Right there. I know, class act. What are you doing later? Nothing. I know, that delay. You look a little frightened. I like that. All right. Really sticky. So put the tube in the glass. You didn't get on your knees or anything. It's probably... It just helps. Yes. Would you do me a favor? Could you grab this funnel for me? Thank you so much. Enjoy your shot. It's rum. Let's hear it for our amazing volunteer. You can even keep the glove. Yes! Thank you so much. My name is Reggie Bugmuncher. It's been a real joy.
Miss Reggie Bugmuncher, everybody. Crazy, huh? I'm always in awe of her doing stuff every year. So I'm really glad she was able to be a part of it. If you liked what you saw, please make sure you tip her. At the end of the show, I will make sure you see all the tipping information for all the guests that have been on screen for you guys again. So we can make sure they're taken care of. And actually, if you tip me, which is still perfectly fine, most of my tips are going to go to my favorite performers anyways, and she's one of them. So either way. You guys having a good time? Are you okay, Evelyn? You can take a moment, grab a drink. I recommend it. If you like everything you've seen on the show thus far, make sure you, at the very least, follow us here on Cabin Fever Livestream. There's lots of other great stuff. You can see me do this show every week with new guests on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. So you ready for your next act? Wondering what other crazy stuff I can get involved with, right? It's hard to say, right? So our next act, I actually saw a few years ago at a small goth punk club that is now unfortunately closed in Houston. I had gone there to be part of a friend's birthday party, and they had these bands playing, and I fell in love with the music. I really dug it. So I'd like you guys to meet this really cool band called SINE, S-I-N-E. They're an alternative rock electronic band that's created and led by an awesome singer/drummer by the name of Rona Rougeheart. Now, they weave this amazing tapestry of industrial noise with hypnotic dance beats, all while lacing the music with these really dark, lush lyrics. It's amazing. In fact, right there, You can pick up their album, Insomnia, on signofficial.bandcamp.com, along with a lot of really cool merch, because she does paintings. That's a painting that she did, and she does a lot of paintings as well. You can pick up really cool different types of merch. Or stuff like this. I have a really cool little thing that I got from them, which is really awesome. I also got their record and a lot of other stuff too, so I really like them a lot. You can even keep track of them on their social media for a love sign, an S-I-N-E sign. Here's actually the latest track from that album, which is actually she actually directed and filmed this stuff from a tour they did recently in Europe. So give it up for their latest track, which is called Need to Bleed. Here's Sign.
Victim lies a controlling way, a fallen man, someone to save. In the victim lies a controlling way, a fallen man, someone to save. In the shell of a man you can't complain, a broken mind, a film to play. In the spire I can see your smile with sharpened teeth and chainsaw ryle. We all bleed inside to get by. We all need to feed to get high. It's a shame you remain unscathed, the broken backs that bear your weight. It's a shame you remain the same, destructive fears that lie in wait. In the dark we can hear them say things to choose are the devil's way. Sycophantic, rancid, black display, abuse you use to get your way. All bleed inside to get by. We all need to feed to get
I don't know about you guys, but I think the mushrooms are kicking in. I don't know, maybe. Oh, SINE, everybody. A great band out of Austin, Texas, which I totally recommend. So what'd you guys think? You liking the show? It's a good time? Having a good time? It's the old humble guy is good. I'm almost out. Old Humble Special Reserve. Delicious. So, if you liked everything you saw tonight, make sure you tip the performers, the ones you like. Their information is at the bottom. I'm about to show their stuff again. If you like the show in general, please let me know up here. If you want me to see me wear a scabs onesie with scabs, just tip me there, $70, and I will totally do it. Believe you me. Alrighty. Also, if you are a performer, whether it's music, comedy, sideshow, burlesque-ish, we have to be PG-13, so we can't really show too much, but we can. There's ways to work and dance, stuff like that. Thank you, Boobzilla. The show was great. We're not quite done yet, but I want to make sure everybody gets their love once again. So what we're going to do is we're going to give love right now for everybody. So here's our contact information one more time, and I'm going to shape this a little bit better just to make sure it comes across. I will do better next. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. This way. That way it shows off. There. That picture is my girlfriend, Sassy Buttons, who is a suspension artist. It's a picture of her, all painting style, but it's an actual real thing she did as art. So. Here we go. Here's contact information for everybody concerning the show. Oh, that didn't go all the way. There we go. There we go. Contact the amazing Boobzilla right there at theamazingbees@gmail.com for all our information, and tip her at Boobzilla. For the Ancient Cat Society, just go to SpliceRecordsTX.com, buy their stuff. It is worthwhile. For Miss Reggie Bugmuncher, there's her contact information. You can contact her at Reggie at ReggieBugmuncher.com. You can Venmo her at ReggieBugmuncher. And of course, her OnlyFans account, which is OnlyFans.com/ReggieBugmuncher. And last but not least, for the last act we just saw, SINE, where you can contact at www.sine.band. SINEofficial.bandcamp.com to get all their merch and album, which is totally worth it. I have it. I love it. I listen to all of it. And of course, you can tip them directly because they are a small-time band, and do that contact at sine.band. All right, you guys good? Cool? Great. What do we got here? 7 minutes? Okay, cool. Perfect timing. We're almost there. All right. So, one more thing before I get to my last call. First off, on April 17th, a live stream performance will be given by the Bizarre Stripper Burlesque. These are friends of mine. Called the Money Spell Cabaret, which is right there. What's really cool about the Bizarre Stripper Burlesque is that they are Austin's premier all-trans troupe for burlesque and review and stuff like that. So we're all trans members in that troupe, and they perform, and they have people they bring in too. You can actually watch the show on Friday online at, I'm going to pull up the contact there for you, at www.poppychurroatx.com, PAPICHURROATX.com to watch it. It's like $10. It's cheaper than a movie. And you get to see some really cool stuff. You get to see some really cool performers such as Sylvia Hatchett, Estee Slaughter, Mustang Rider. Half the love I have when it comes to people who are burlesque and drag is the cool names. Jinxie Deviate, who is the head mixtrix of the troupe. Ruby Knight. And then from the Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 3, Louisiana Purchase will be on this show. It's going to be a completely amazing show. I was at their last one where you can actually see stuff live, and I was agog with everything going on. So I completely recommend them. Once again, check them out at www.poppychurroatx.com. You will not want to miss it. All right. So, everybody get their drink ready for we're about to do a last call. I'll take a sip real quick. Actually, I'm going to top mine off real quick. So, I actually had a different thing planned to talk about for my last call because I try to do these every time. It's kind of like a get real moment. I'm now officially out, old humble guy. I actually had something written different for tonight to talk about, but a good friend sent me this thing concerning the state of live entertainment, so I wanted to change it up. Now they, and by they I mean an article, not my friend, contends that the desire to create content, entertainment, if you will, far exceeds the demand to watch it. I think people are just sick of watching half ham-handed stuff and that kind of virtual panhandling, as it were. But this is what I gotta say. Does it really matter? I mean, I created this show, both when it started live and now here on the internet, because I wanted to introduce people to new and different things. I'm a type of guy who likes a lot of different type of stuff. So when I see something I like that happens to be big in, like, say, Sideshow, I want to show it off to all of my music friends. And I want to show my music friends all the, music. I want to show the music stuff for my friends, all to my Sideshow friends, or my burlesque friends, or my comedy friends, or so on and so forth. I like lots of different stuff. So I like to create that melting pot to kind of bring people around to introduce stuff like that. So if you come to the show, like, for example, I know some people came in because they knew one or two of the acts. They saw some new stuff that they might be into now that they're going to check out. Awesome. That's what I'm here for, is help you check out. I'm going to I'm trying to spread it around. And that's one of the reasons I do it. The other reason I do this is because I want to make sure that the artists, which tonight is the amazing Boobzilla, Reggie Bugmuncher, Ancient Cat Society, and SINE, they're remembered. While it might be nice to sequester yourself and go into like a cocoon so that way you become fully formed once the quarantine's over with, and hopefully and expect that line to happen to be around the block. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen. Because in today's society, lines will form for those that remain in public short-term memory. Now, some people may call it virtual panhandling. I call it hustle. And I don't mean hustling money. We here are hustling eyes, we're hustling ears, and we're hustling hearts. Because that's what entertainment is we're here to hustle. So, I want to give you cheers to everybody. It's the freaks, the geeks, and the weirdos. Cheers, everybody. You guys have a good night and be safe out there. And you know what? Keep drinking. Oh, next week I'm going to have Finnegan Circus, Dr. Finnegan Circus. I'm going to have Folk Family Revival, Kate Nix, and Hot Todd Lincoln. So stay tuned for Tifa Tillywinks with her special guest Tom of Hoogery. And we'll get started later. And here we go. Here's the out.